What is up, guys? In today's video we have the first inside the mine style video of chapter 5 season 3. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, comment down below what you think of the state of season 3. We're in an interesting time for Fortnite. I think the launch of the season was very controversial, and personally I was not a fan of it, but I think it has gotten a lot better with recent updates. For this gameplay, I think I'm going to be going classy courts. It's been one of my favorite POIs for all of chapter 5, and one of my favorite things about season 3 is I feel like I don't need to be as like kind of fixated on landing at a specific spot, whereas like in season 1 you were kind of heavily incentivized to land at or around a vault location. That way you could get a mythic weapon, get a medallion, and even just customize your weapons. And last season it felt like Grim Gate was very influential, and at the start of the season the boss cars were insane, and I think the medallions are still very good, but with how the game currently plays out, I don't feel as rushed to get them. I feel like I can just kind of land where I want to land, play how I want to play, and then we'll get the medallions later on. And personally, that's something I really like. Like, I've found that the times I enjoy the game the most throughout just like all of Fortnite history is when there's like a bunch of different POIs that I can kind of land at and that I enjoy landing at and playing from. It just kind of helps keep the game fresh. So I'm happy that I could land classy again and not feel like I'm just like kind of making the game much harder because it's going to be like an inconvenience to deal with Grim Gate play later on. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to land classy this game, it's because it had the gold drones. And these drones are great. If you have a POI that's name is gold on the map, it means there'll be drones that fly around there. And why they're so good is not only do they give you good loot, which they've always been able to do, they give you like decent rarity loot, but you have a chance to get the gloves from the drones. And so if you're having a hard time getting the gloves, which are one of the more important weapons in the game or just items in the game right now, going to a gold POI can make that a lot more convenient. So if you are consistently having that problem, maybe land at one of these POIs. But even if you don't want to land here, you know, maybe you loot your POI that you enjoy landing at and you're like, oh, I didn't get gloves. If you had the option, maybe rotate towards one of the golden POIs and hopefully get gloves that way. And I know that, you know, how important they are and how much people prioritize them. And I've also seen a lot of comments from people kind of just complaining about how they have a hard time getting the gloves or there's no NPCs that sell them. But my experience is that if you go to a gold POI, you should definitely be able to get it from either the drones or just looting the POI. You can obviously get really unlucky. It is what it is, but more often than not, you should be able to end up with some gloves from a spot like this. And one of the things that recently changed is that they made Nitro give you unlimited sprint now, which is awesome. The Nitro movement feels so incredibly good, so having unlimited sprint combined with that is just awesome. It's really good when you have the gauntlets. That was kind of the time where you would most likely be able to run out of sprint anyways, because before it was like not quite unlimited, but like close to it. Oh my god, Steve the Turtle completely caught me off guard there. I thought we were going back to the lobby. I heard him like swap weapons like a split second before he shot me. I didn't even use all my shotgun shots. I should have been dead there. I don't even remember what I was saying. I was talking about Nitro. Okay, yeah. When you had the splash, you probably wouldn't run out of sprint before the effect ran out anyway. But the medallion now that gives you unlimited Nitro got it a lot better. From this patch. The movement feels so good with Nitro. We got more boogie bombs from him, which is amazing. Maybe he should have used one of them on me instead of hiding. And the addition of boogie bombs and the nerf of cars is why I really don't feel like I have to land at a boss POI at the moment, or like land near the cars when they're on patrol, is because you could just kind of loot your POI, get boogies, and then once you boogie the car, you'll have a really easy kill on them. That's one of the easiest ways to get boogies on a player too, is just use the uppercut effect of the gloves and then throw it down. Same is true with crossbow. If you have a bow, uppercut, shoot down, and it's like really, really nice to be able to get some damage on them with either of those items. I didn't boogie him the first time because I thought he was about to go up with his gloves himself. When I first uppercutted, I thought he was going to do an uppercut of his own. That way he could like dodge my attack or dodge my boogie. And that is one of the things that I think is best for you to do. If you're on ground level and somebody's gloving near you, I think it's pretty ideal to go up using the gloves yourself. That way you dodge any potential boogies being thrown down on you. You dodge any potential crossbow shots, but you also dodge the ground pound attack. Like if anybody's in the air near you with gloves, you don't want to be on the ground. I didn't check which medallions were on patrol or like where they were. I'm guessing this one over here is the combat AR because the other one was coming from over here, and I feel like sometimes Megalodon is over there. This could be totally wrong. That is something you want to check for. That I forgot to do this match is just kind of where each medallion is if they're on patrol. That way you kind of know, even if you don't want to land on them, like I was saying, I don't really enjoy doing that. Even if you don't want to land on them, this guy's boogie bombs. He's gonna hit me. I'm gonna get in the car. He's probably gonna boogie me again. Just want to get in the car as soon as he hits me to dodge any potential attacks. And they can boogie you again, but you can just kind of do the same thing again, and hopefully eventually they'll miss a boogie, mess up timing. He's trying to boogie me again, so I'm gonna just boogie him. Alright, GG's, bro. You were a unique individual. The car pulling up. Okay, this is Megalodon. What I was gonna say is, like, eventually they'll mess up if you just keep getting in the car again. Or, like, you hope that they'll mess up, you know? It's tough to do anything when you're boogied. Like, I feel like if you're next to a car like that, getting in is one of the best things you can do. It can go south, though. For sure. Like, if you get boogied, things aren't going well. Like, there's not any, like, foolproof way to survive, you know? But I do think hopefully being able to get in the car, drive it a bit, and then, like, I like to get out like I did there and then just start using my gloves. Because if they boogied you once, they probably have more and they'll do it again. But you just hope to, like, be in the car for a little bit to, like, mess up their timing, you know? Let's see if this guy chases me and then I'll uppercut boogie him. Okay, maybe not. I was expecting him to chase here and then I was going to do that. He seems to be going away. That was bad. Missed my first boogie. Luckily, he has more for me. I'm, like, ready for them to remove boogie bombs, so I use them a lot myself, but, like, unfortunately, one of the best ways to, like, not lose to it is to do it to them before they do it to you. And, like, if you guys played Zero Build in Chapter 3, I feel like you know this because, like, the boogie bombs were so influential for most of Zero Build in Chapter 3. Not sure if there's another person here. Might just be AI. I'm gonna get this medallion. The medallion I like having most is the HP regen. One that gives you HP regen, and then she also has a combat arrow, which is great. But with the buff, like, this guy is good too. He was never bad, but... I just found the, like, HP regen or shield regen, sorry, and combat arrow to be more exciting. Most exciting. This is an AI. Also, the thing shooting me in the back when I was, like, killing the Montague was his hired NPC as well. When you boogie the player, the NPC doesn't get boogied, but it's, like, not that big of a deal. And I knew he had that NPC. Like, I saw it when I was pushing him to boogie him. That's good. Other medallion players over here. They're probably coming this way. Let me make sure everything's loaded. Oh, yeah. You see how easy it was to like boogie that player and then get the kill? I was saying I do not mind. Not landing at the boss location and just getting it later and just like being able to have a more like stable start to the game. It's a struggle to like shoot the people out of the boss cars like that though, unfortunately. Like when someone's in a boss car and I boogie them and I know they're gonna get back in, I want to just like get on the windshield like that and shoot them, but the boss cars are rough. I don't know why, but it's just like a struggle to shoot them through the windshield a bit. Boogie myself there too, but I was down for that. Like I just want to fight that guy. I didn't see the combat AR on the body though. I do have all the medallions. I'm gonna stick with my purple gatekeeper so I can get drum mag on it. You see just how free all of these kills are with boogies. Like anytime anyone's in a car, it's just a free elimination. It's so easy to hit the car with the boogie bomb. And boogies will be leaving, I believe, this upcoming Thursday. But I think EMPs will kind of be the same way when they had EMPs. I think EMPs will arguably be a bit worse because it'll disable the car and do 75 shield damage or 80 shield damage. I forget exactly how much it does, but either way, like throw 2, the person has no shield now. Like sure, they can shoot back during that, but like how fast you can double EMP someone to like break their shield and disable their car. Like if you guys played in chapter 4 when EMPs were used a lot with that the high voltage augment, or even at times in chapter 5 people have really used EMPs. And like the fizz and stuff, they're so good. I hit myself with that. That's wild to me. He'll get in the car, but this is one of the cars that I said was pay to lose. Alrighty then. I was gonna say it's one of the cars that you can be in the passenger seat and shoot the driver, and like the perception of it is that it's pay to lose from a lot of players' perspective. I personally like having the pay to lose car for that very reason, because so many people like that, I don't know, just so many people in this game, as soon as you put pressure on them, they don't want to fight. So I kind of like just being able to get in my passenger seat and then gun them if they try to steal my car. This is very bad for me. I don't know. Okay. So the grenade launcher turret, if you're in a bunker, is like your worst nightmare. And so I was just kind of waiting for him to have to reload it and then to like push. But that was rough. I'm lucky he parked it the way he parked it. I honestly should have lost there. We're out of boogie bombs, but we can get this crossbow. I know I could have had access to the mythic one earlier, but I would rather have boogies than the crossbow. The crossbow is good for countering cars. It's just a different play style where like boogies are, you throw one boogie, the person's out of the car, and then like, you know, that's probably GG's for that player. Whereas like the crossbow is more of like a counter over time. So I would rather just have the boogies than get them out of the game quickly, but the bow is good too. So maybe we're at the mythic. I know it's in storm. It's whatever. I don't care that much about the rarity of the bow. Some shots over there, I think. I had like the red indicator, but I don't know where they are. Super lucky to have survived that grenade launcher. The fact that he had it parked like a little further back is the only reason I'm alive. Like, see how the car is like right there? If he had like parked it right basically on it and then just shot the grenades down, he would have been getting them like deeper in there. maybe could have bounced it off that wall into the corner where I was and gotten us the splash damage. But just like slightly not optimal parking is what lost that player the game. Or like not really lost him the game, but what gave me any potential to even like play the game. Might have been better just to stick with the bow over 2 boogies, but I'm hoping that I can find more as time goes on. And then even if not, 2 boogies should be like 2 kills. So there's somebody in the passenger seat of this car here. You see him? Rip, I jinxed it. Yep, there we go. I was gonna say it should be at least 2 kills, and there's only like 8 opponents left anyway. So if we can grief 2 cars, that like makes our life a lot easier. I'm gonna get out of here just because I dislike the music so much. And again, as you saw in that player, like had 0 intention of playing the game seemingly. They're just like sitting in the turret seat. As soon as I shoot at them, they try to leave, and then boogie, they can't play the game anymore. You gotta be careful with cars playing against boogies. Like kind of like how I'm driving right now is so bad. Before boogies were added, like you could kind of just use cars to like kind of clear areas and check places without exposing yourself to much potential damage at all. But with boogies in the game, it's like you're so vulnerable in the car because I feel like it's easier to boogie the car than like a player on foot. I didn't mean to shoot there. Oh my god. I think I had 1 extra shotgun shot. I wasted one before I fought him, and then yeah, it made me think I was gonna run out, but we could have had 1 more shot on him there. And had that fight not be as close as it was, but we win anyways. Especially versus the combat, like that guy actually played that fight so good to even be in that fight. If you have the gatekeeper, I feel like those fights are like so heavily in your favor. Like there's been a few people this game I feel like I've killed only because they're using the combat and I'm using the gatekeeper. Four opponents remaining. That Miles, oddly enough, had the combat AR. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's trying boogie bombs of his own. One more shotgun shot. Play slow ground here. I got the reload bug, but we're fine. Again, player does not defend himself. Too scared. It was like a weird fight, but I feel like it was weird only because he was so intent on running, and it's like just strange playing against somebody that's running from me like that, I feel like. But right here, when I went to reload, this was good because the way I put myself here, he would have to like over peek so much to like shoot at me. Like if you reload right here, then the person up top has like POV on you. If you're playing low ground, I feel like you want to hug the angle as much as possible. That way the person up top has to like kind of overexpose to even do anything to you. And that's true for like all low ground situations. Like same with, if that's the last person's an AI, so I'm gonna keep talking about this. If he was on like this part here, I wouldn't want to be standing here or like here, because then the player height can kind of like peek in a way only show their head and still get damage on me. But if you hug the wall like this, not only can you like low ground jump shot, but also the person height has to like peek so much and it kind of invalidates their height advantage. And this is something that if you guys play builds, you're like, duh, that's so obvious. Because that's a situation that happens a lot in build mode. But it's still true in Zero Build in these situations. But it's like something so minor that like where I put myself to reload shouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's like maybe the only way that player can turn the fight, you know? So I go here. If he goes height, he has to overexpose to like do anything to me. If he goes through that door, then I can just go like this. And like we can stay protected that way. And there's like so many little things like that in a fight that like you just do subconsciously if you've played enough. And I think that like if you are wanting to improve your fighting, I think you need to like get to the point where you can do those things kind of just subconsciously. Like that, and abusing right shoulder peeks as much as possible subconsciously is imperative if you want to get good at fighting in this game, I think. Because you don't want to have to be thinking about that stuff in the heat of the moment, you know? You just want to like automatically do it. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this helpful, informative, interesting, exciting. Boogie bombs are really busted. They can hard counter any cars, which is great, but also in even player versus player fights, I feel like just boogieing them before they boogie you is like a huge deal. There was so many players that game I killed that had boogies of their own, and like a key factor in me winning that fight could have just been that I hit them with it before they hit me with it, and using the gloves for that is really good. One uppercut, throw a boogie down, and you have an easy angle on getting splash on them. The same is true of the bow. But give the video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you like some more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.